Hey everybody, it's Cindy over at paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me. I was pulling out stuff to work in the little purple journal, and I figured it's about due that we look back at it, so I thought I would turn my camera on and let you see what I was doing. We did this the last time. We worked on the two small signatures. We're going to be working in the middle signatures. I'm doing ephemera and some stuff in the middle signatures, so I figured I would just do these outer covers, which I want to put a pocket and a side tuck. So we're going to measure how wide this needs to be. All right, we're looking at about 4 1/4 for this pocket. So here. And that gives me a little card to do something with. I don't even know where that came from. You see the white spots? I don't even know what that's from. Anyway, moving right along. I thought it would also be fun to like switch it. So we have the light purple over here and the dark purple over here. So I was going to switch the pockets. So we'll have the dark purple pocket over here, and we'll have the light purple tuck on this side. Go ahead and cut that. And then we'll put these on. And then I was working on pockets and stuff, and also ephemera, so we'll see where we get. This isn't necessarily, I'm hoping we can decorate some of the pages inside the signature. Decide on pockets and stuff in there as well. So let's glue this down real quick. And on the last book, to finish it off, I ended up making a green ephemera kit. I don't know if I'm going to end up making a purple ephemera kit for this. I did pull, like we talked about in the last video, I pulled Tina's lavender kit. I think it's lavender. It's either lavender or lilac. I don't remember what she called it. And somebody dropped something upstairs. All right, let's see. So we'll clip these, and I might offset the punch on this as well. I'm trying to think. I already know how I want to decorate it. I think the punch will do better on that side. So let's put this down, and then we'll decorate up the I think I have an idea for what I want to do with this particular pocket. So we'll start there. I had some pieces that I was messing with before I decided to turn the camera on, and so we'll try and put those down and see. Hang on to that. This piece. This piece. This piece. Okay. So I was thinking I would put this here. This here. And this was somewhere between a purple and a blue, and I kind of put a little purple ink on it to sort of pull out the purple in it so that it looked more purple than blue. And I thought that would be a nice pocket decoration. So let's put that down. I did, when I was inking the label, I did put some ink on this. This is some of that deco paper that I've been using to make collage pages. I happened to find this one that had the purple flowers in it. So I decided to go ahead and use it in here. I think it goes really well. And, oh, this one I actually wanted to try using the opposite on these edges. Oh, here comes my daughter, I think. I think she's coming. Okay. My daughter's just being goofy. She's finished school and now she's just being silly with her time off, and you know, she's putting off cleaning her room. All right, so we'll put this on here, and I think over further. I don't want to entirely cover up the flowers, but in the same token, I want to make sure that these fit. Also, what I meant by opposite was normally I ink things in the brown, and there is like coffee dyed paper and stuff going through this journal and things like that. So I thought it might be a little more interesting to ink it with the vintage photo on the purple piece rather than inking purple on purple. Okay, so that's that pocket. And it should, yeah, there we go. Yay, pocket. Okay, now let's see if we can figure out what we want to do with this over here. Oh, also, since these are pockets, I can put some of these 3D flowers on. That's always my thing about doing the... Yeah, I think that would actually go good on there. So we're going to add this quick. I'm going to take off one of the layers. It's actually, if you can see that in there, it's actually got foam in the middle and then foam on the back, so it sticks up, and then there's another layer of flour that sticks up. So I like to take the back one off just to take away some of the excess bulk. And the 3D flowers, I mean the 3D stickers, I like to use them. I think a lot of the ones I have, obviously I like them, I bought them. But they're hard to use on pieces that you want to put in the pocket. So I like to use them to decorate the pockets themselves. I've said this before, I also really like to use them as, if you stick them in the right spot and you're like trying to close something, you can tuck whatever you're trying to, it can hold something closed. So I like using them for that too. Okay, I got a bunch of this stuff cut out over here from Tina's ephemera kit. And I don't mind, like I've used this on a piece of, is that too big? That's too big. I found these and I was like, if you just flatten them, like that, you can glue them down. Ooh, that reminds me. I'm going to plug in my hot glue gun just in case. I left it plugged in the other night, so hopefully the glue isn't too bad. But we're going to plug that in just in case. Okay, well, let's clip this. And then I think we will ink it purple, since it's the only purple on it really is the flowers. So we're going to ink it purple. Okay, we'll put that on there like that, and this on here. I gotta decide whether or not I want to clip those corners. Maybe I won't clip them, I'll just ink the thing. The other thing is on the outside of the pockets, decorating the page and stuff, it's easier to add texture outside. So, I mean, you can obviously add lace and stuff to journaling cards or whatever, but sometimes it's easier to add it to, again, pockets, because you don't have to worry about whatever it is you're adding trying to fit underneath of a pocket, inside of a pocket. I have this lace which is dyed purple. I'm wondering if I could put it up the pocket like that and then glue everything down on top of it for some texture. Okay. I might have to plug in, I have this, which is technically for hair, but I think that we could use it, well, if I can get it plugged in. See this? It's blocking my plug. That's what I'm struggling with up here. All right, let's put this on. I think. Oh, okay. And we'll see about maybe ironing that. Okay, so let's set this to the side for a minute while that heats up. And we are going to work on, I want to do some cards. So I have this nice long tall card. I'm wondering if I could do some, oops. I guess that's a lot of, I tore the wrong direction. Okay. We're going to crumple it up. I have a thought to make it look, I wonder if this will help make it look kind of like catch the, make it look kind of old and tattered, maybe a little bit. Of course, it's old and tattered purple, but you know, whatever works. Okay, and I like the strips, so maybe we'll do like that. Yeah. Okay, so far so good. Let's put this down the side. So basically what we're going to do is, and I think a lot of stuff's going to overlap this, so if I don't get all the way out to the edge, as long as I get this edge, I think we should be good. And if I estimate how wide it is and I'm a little off, like I said, there's going to be a bunch of stuff overlapping this. So that flat iron heating up smells like I'm getting ready to curl my hair. Smells like a, oh man. Okay. So we're just pulling it up to the edge. And then we're gonna pulling it up to the edge. Okay. And then we're gonna cut it off. So we'll cut it here. And we'll cut it here. So I was looking at these cards. This is a piece of that cardstock that got coffee dyed that was like it faded from dark purple to out to white, and then I coffee dyed it so the white was no longer white, and then the back was coffee dyed. Well, I decided to decorate the coffee dyed side, and you could journal on the slightly coffee dyed purple side to go with the, you know, theme of the journal. So we have this down, and we're going to put this down. I could probably use my glue stick, but it's actually, let's give it a shot. We'll see where we are in the, oh no, I think it's all dried out. Oh, it's at the end. All right, we're going to retire it. It's finally dead. I salvaged as much of it as I could after I broke the cap. If you haven't heard that story, I dropped the cap, and when I turned around to pick it up, I stepped on it. So, yeah. I can use regular glue. I'm going to put it on the book page so I don't smush glue out all over the place. And I want to keep the torn edge, so it's not going to go all the way to the end of the thing over here. Get a scraper. Rag. I really just want that to stick. It kept picking up. So if you can maneuver the glue all the way out there, it'll stick down. All right, let's put that away. Where are all my, oh, they're there. Don't mind me, I'm having a, okay. Now what I've done is, this is one of the pieces from Tina's kit, and I've basically, I'm gonna dry out my ink. I've basically torn around the center part of it to keep the central piece, and then I just tore the rest of it away, and then I kind of dyed it to hopefully blend it in with the coffee dyed background a little bit on these edges. And then it's going to come right up here to the bottom. So that will be where we put that. So let's glue that down. This will be a larger piece that can go in, hopefully, I didn't really measure it, but I'm hoping that at the very least, the largest signature will have pockets, will have pages deep enough for this to go. Because I didn't check before I started making it. I mean, I suppose if worse comes to worse, once I get it made, I could trim the bottom if it's too tall. The only reason I say that is because I have a tab. I have some purple tabs around here somewhere, and I want to put one on the top. So if I put that up there, it'll make it hard to trim. see a spot that isn't sticking real well out on the edge, I try to work excess glue in that direction and hope that I can get enough out there so that it sticks. Usually I can. Sometimes not, but all right. And then I thought throughout the book, I'd like to add little pieces of this fabric that was used on the cover, right? So we're just going to put some Fabri-Tac down here. And then because of the way we know it reacts with fabric, we're going to smush it flat. And then hopefully, just for a little piece of texture. And then I might have to glue that edge down. I don't mind it being up, but when you slip it in a pocket, it might catch. Okay, and then somewhere around here, I dropped a, here it is. A tab. Question is whether or not I want to make this a tag, so I would center this and then cut my corners. All right, we got to decide, because once I cut the corners, it's not like I can put them back. I could try real hard, but I don't think it would be very successful. All right, let's use the big, this is the biggest corner I've got. Okay, I like that. And then we put this one as the topper. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to ink the tab. Bring out a little more of the darker purple. Flip it over and ink it on this side. Like that. And the next thing we're going to do is ink the tag itself. Clip the bottom corners. Obviously completely optional. I have heard people say that the curved or slanted corners makes it easier to get the item into the pocket just because it doesn't catch as bad. Okay, put the lid on that. And let's go ahead and put our tab on, and this tag will be done. And then we'll see if the iron is ready, and we'll iron that lace. I'm pretty sure that this tag will fit in the large signatures. That's what we're hoping for here. We're going to check it when we bring the book back down here. Okay. All right, let's see about ironing our lace. Somebody I saw on a video had one of these in their craft room to do this sort of thing with, and it worked really well. So I was like, oh, I've got an extra one of those. This worked great. just going to go, obviously I don't need the whole strip. The page isn't that big, but I'm going to go ahead and pull the whole strip through it so that when I go to use it in the future, it's done. Except for this one little spot that's being difficult, this went relatively quickly. Okay. And there we have it, a nice flat piece of lace to use. Okay. Now, let's bring the book down. And see about putting a piece of this on here. The nice thing about it is if I want to keep some of this frayed edge, I can, because sticking up off the top of the page, it won't come out of the book. Okay, so I have to decide the best way to put it down. I might do what I've done in the past, and it'll be a combo thing where I put down some hot glue, get it tacked where I want it, and then use the Fabri-Tac to glue down any edges that I don't want flapping around. Okay, we're going to take this, and I'm going to kind of not cut it, but tear it so that we get some of that fray on the bottom too. There we go. And we'll trim it a little bit. Pull it, and there we go. All right, so we're going to put it this way. We're going to put a line of hot glue. Oh, I think I just saw a glue stick, and I need another one. Buried under all my mess. Hang on a sec, guys. I gotta get my box. Box of glue sticks. Okay. It's not quite there yet. All right, so we're gonna put, I think a line will catch that really nicely. So we're gonna put a line of glue just off the back side. Can anybody else see how shaky my hand is? Okay. All right, that gets it down. Now, the idea would be this part here, if we don't want it to fold up, we put some Fabri-Tac down this. And for fabric, I would smush it, you know what I mean? Like we do so that it doesn't show through. But since this is lace, and it's relatively thick lace at that, it's going to come through the holes either way. So, and I'm not worried about it showing through the fabric. So just like that. And then so it holds well. Put it down like that. And we'll glue our pieces on. Hopefully they'll glue on okay. I might Oh, it's up on the pull. I was trying to do it fast and I didn't place it well, but it'll work for now. I say for now like I'm going to change it. I might be able to go in there and kind of trim it up a little bit with a craft knife, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So we're going to get that stuck down to the pocket. I like that coming out of there. Okay. And I got glue in the... I don't want the pocket to glue shut. I got glue in the space. Okay. And then we're going to glue this down further over this way, I think. Because I came too far that way with this. I was going to glue this closer to the edge, but... oh well, what are you going to do? All right. Okay. And again, I'll put it on the fabric with hot glue, which is actually working surprisingly well. Not a lot of bumps and lumps is what I mean. I'm not feeling any, like, you know how normally when you put hot glue down, it gets hard and then it makes bumps underneath your paper. Okay. That puts that down. And we have another tuck there with one of those maybe, minus the foam. This one doesn't need to be 3D. I mean, it's on a pocket, so there's no reason it can't be. It just doesn't need to be. So we'll go ahead and stick this. Oh, I need that glue stick now. I got a little bit of tea color on there. All right. I think that makes a nice pocket. So we have pockets on the cover of the signature. Now the signature opens this way. Okay, so we have, this is our signature in here. So we have to see what we're going to do with that. And if the fabric interferes, that's making that sit up. It doesn't close all the way because I glued it down crooked. So this little piece down here interferes. If it interferes too bad, I'll just trim it because it didn't get glued down. So I can just trim right up along there and get it out of the way. All right, now what I said I was going to do was check and see if our tag that we just made that I piled up underneath a bunch of stuff will fit. And it will stick out the top of the book. The tab will. So the question is, do we want to trim the bottom? And the answer might be yes. So we're going to put it, I'm only going to take off about 1/4 of an inch. I'm down here at the bottom by my numbers. I've been trying to keep an eye on making sure I'm up where you guys can see. It moved. My ruler moved. So the bottom of my tag is now crooked. Not by a lot, but it's the little things, right, guys? Okay. Now he should be okay for the most part. Yeah. That gets me within a comfortable margin. I suppose if I got really desperate, I could trim the top of that tab off and just make the tab shorter. So we'll see when I get a pocket somewhere for that. We'll see how it goes. So far we've got a couple little cards made. Ooh, this one might fit in here. There we go. Okay. It could also go in our little tuck over here. Ooh, which I like. I don't know why, but that's kind of the circle going in there. Kind of makes it like it's supposed to be there. And then I can put another whale tail punch off the side of that one. All right, so that's a good place for that one to be. So we have a piece of ephemera in one of our pockets. All right, so let's open up this and see if there's anything. Actually, I had another card I wanted to make. We might do this one at the end. This card. I'm going to put it up there, set it off to the side. Let's take a look and see. Here's a pocket, which can be decorated. You know that lace works. And then I got these. Look, aren't they cute? I might have to put some of these in here. So if I wanted to decorate this pocket really simple, uh-oh, fell on the floor. I almost feel like it could just, hopefully, I mean, I can't usually cut anything straight, which is why I usually try to not do it like this, but the other thing is I have my card thing down here. This, I can also see if, like, see that little guy? He would work on there. So that's another option. We're going to purple this up some. Get all the edges. Put this on here like this, and I was thinking one of these on here with it. It has the, like, end strings, I guess, from where they did the crocheting or whatever. I guess I can cut those off once. They look like little hearts. Yeah, I think that would be fun. Okay, so we're just going to glue this down. It's kind of going to be in the center of the page. It could be over a little bit. I don't mind if it gets covered up a little bit. I mean, that's kind of a layering point of some of this. So, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, and then we'll put this down with hot glue. See how that does. Right on there, like that. We'll just cut that. Now that it's glued down, it shouldn't come apart, so I can just cut that off. And there we have it. That little green. There we go. I like it. Okay, so that's that. Now, this is a very journal-oriented page. I feel like this is something you could write on. I don't know if I would put a pocket here because we have a pocket here. So Just a simple little corner decoration for the page. I do like the rounded rounded corners for these. And then again, we're going to do it with the, rather than doing purple on purple, I'll do the vintage photo ink. Okay, so that goes on there like that. What's nice about this is I have plenty of purple scraps to just kind of, you know, decorate and mess with. There are some times when I'm looking at my scraps going, I need something different. I need something else. But for the most part, we've been able to make this all work. I know in the last last video I said we would come back. We did the small signatures and I said we'll come back and do the medium signatures in the next video, and I don't think that's what we're going to get done. I was working on ephemera for this book and I got these two pockets done, and I was working on this card right here, and I said, you know what, I want to do some more cards. So that's what I got started on, and that's what I came on to do. So maybe I'll work on the signatures between this video and the next one. And right now we're going to finish this other card, and then we'll call this one quits. I have this card that I want to put together. So I have to remember how I wanted it. Although we could just mess with it and see if we can figure out a nice way to put it. I think I have this in here because I want to cover up that piece of stem, because it's not a whole flower and I don't like it. Okay, this doesn't come out of the kit I'm using that belongs to Tina, but she does have a flower thing that came out of. All right, this needs a trim. I may or may not use this. It was kind of to add some contrast because everything is, well, purple. Although I will end up like inking it purple, so. Just a little bit, make it come through. And we're going to ink this. I debated cutting the edge off of it altogether and decided against it, even though it's uneven. It's like wider at the bottom than it is at the top, or whatever. Maybe we'll stick it this way. Okay, let's glue that down first. Okay, so this will go here. One of the things I wanted to do on this card was keep this mulberry paper from being too covered up. I really like the mulberry paper. Okay, now this is going to have to be one of those where we smush it. I'm going to cut. Okay. So it's going to go there. Not enough glue to hold it. We don't want it to come through its... Okay, so let's see if we got it. Yeah, there we go. All right, good. Okay, this is going to get... This is one of those ones, again, that is somewhere between a dark purple and a dark blue. And we're going to make sure that the purple side of that in between comes out. Okay, and that's going to go right here. As you can tell, these are Collage Masterboard cards, so they are... No. Oops. Now, the question is, do I want to add this? And the answer is yes. I actually like that there. Okay, let's put some purple on these edges just because I fussy cut this out and there's, you know, some spots where I didn't do such a great job. I feel like sometimes this just hides your fussy cut mistakes. Okay, let's put this down. And then, of course, the last thing I need to do is back this card. So, because right now I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a backing, and this was the Collage Masterboards I was making in a children kindergarten workbook kind of an idea. And I was taking all the pages and making Collage Masterboards out of them. So we need a backing on here. So let me get this down. And there we go. We also need a little bit of a trim here. And I think we'll do big, well, medium technically. Medium corners on here. The other thing I like about doing the corner rounding is a lot of times if the glue didn't go all the way out to your corner and you've got a little piece sticking up, the corner rounder cuts it off. And you don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, we'll ink this side. I always think this just finishes off the edges. Just leaving the cut edge. I've gotten used to the fact where I look at it and I can see the white. You know what I mean? Like the core of the paper. And I'm like, that needs ink or something. So yeah. Anyway. Okay, and then last but not least, and then we will say our goodbyes. I'm going to put paper back here. So what we need to do, see, it's from a kindergarten workbook or, you know, first grade workbook, something like that. So we'll get this backed, and then that'll be it for this session. I haven't gotten a chance. There wasn't a lot of work done on this between videos. I did do some, like I showed you that card. I made a couple of cards. I worked on deciding on what to do with those pages. Didn't really actually like do it. I decided to turn the camera on and do it. So, but we will have, I will more than likely, now that the school year is over, I will more than likely do some work on this before I bring it back to you. And so when we get back, I will have some other stuff done. Hopefully, we'll be able to start finishing some of these up. You know, it's funny. What I should have done was glued it down and then did the corner rounding all at once after I glued the backing on. And I didn't. And it shouldn't make a difference, but sometimes when I'm going around a corner is when I cut into a side. Is that misbehaving? No, I think we're good. Okay, and there we go. So that card is done. I like it. So we got these 2 cards made. And I had that other one made that we tucked into the center. I'll keep that. We'll get rid of some of these scraps. I hope you guys are liking how this is turning out so far. Like I said, I don't know if I will end up going on my computer and making a purple ephemera kit, since I'm working on a purple book, and you know, for some extra stuff to add in here that's a little bit different, so there's not so much repeat. But I might, and I will see you guys in the next Pick a Project video. Bye bye.